under Articles 174 and Articles 175 of the Constitution. And the roles are well stipulated between the two levels of government in Schedule 4 of the Constitution. Your Excellency and distinguished participants, it is in the facilitation of the functioning and operations of the devolved governments, the Constitution under Article 203(2) provides for a 15% of the equitable share of the national revenue to be allocated to the county governments. The county governments may also receive additional allocations from the national revenue, either conditionally or unconditionally, under Articles 202(2) of the Constitution. Resources are also provided under Article 204(2) through the Equalization Fund to provide basic services including water, roads, health facilities, and electricity to marginalized areas to achieve the same level of development as other parts of the country in the principle of equity. The county governments are also empowered under Article 209 of the Constitution to raise their own revenue through what we call the own source revenue, in addition to the equitable revenue that is given by the national government. The Senate diligently fulfills its constitutional obligation of legislation, oversight, and representation concerning the formulation of the pertinent legislation related to revenue sharing, exemplified by the Division of Revenue Act, the County Allocation of Revenue Act, and the County Government's Additional Allocations Act. These legal provisions are paramount for the allocation of resources to devolved governments, which are indispensable for fostering socio-economic development and throughout the nation. Your Excellency, the devolved system of governance is founded upon the principles of being citizen-centric, rooted in equity, inclusion, and social justice. The execution of devolution is intricately woven into both national and international development frameworks. This alignment is articulated through initiatives such as the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the Kenya Vision 2030, the East African Community Vision 2060, and the African Union Agenda 2063, and the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It is fundamental to appreciate the milestones and achievements that have been realized in various sectors since the implementation of devolution, which has been ongoing in the last almost 12 years. The devolved governments have made significant strides in the development of health facilities, human capital development, development of modern early childhood education centers and vocational training institutions, provision of platforms for public participation, industrial development in processing and value addition, infrastructure development, promoting agricultural production and development, and development of water infrastructure, among others, and we appreciate that from our county executives. From where we sit in the Senate, Your Excellency, the county governments have also made progress in addressing issues of inequalities, marginalization, and inclusion of vulnerable members of society, such as the children, the youth, women, persons living with disabilities, the elderly, through providing opportunities and financial assistance, which are vital attributes to social justice and inclusion. Distinguished participants, Your Excellency, it's also imperative to recognize that the devolved system of governance grapples with a plethora of challenges that persist as significant impediments to effective implementation. Among these challenges are, first, the incomplete transfer of devolved functions alongside their corresponding resources. We are very happy that His Excellency the President yesterday did announce the gazettement, which has actually been done, of a good number of the functions that have now been released. And we are very grateful for that. The next agenda would therefore be for the IGTRC to start costing these functions so that they don't just get devolved, but devolution be followed by the resources. There is also the challenge of delayed disbursement of the equitable share between the national government and the county governments. Of course, there is also the challenge of misappropriation of funds by county governments, as we have identified from where we sit. There are leadership disputes also that have culminated in impeachments and the emergence of factions within county leadership, not just in the executive, but also in the county assemblies. In this regard, there is need for appropriate actions to be taken through consultations and cooperation among all relevant stakeholders to provide the much-needed reforms that may assist the devolved governments in the achievements of the objectives of devolution, as well as the fulfillment of the national values and principles and the principles of governance. This takes cognizance of the aspirations of all Kenyans for a government based on the essential values of human rights, equity, freedom, democracy, social justice, and the rule of law as espoused in the preamble of our Constitution. This devolution conference, therefore, Your Excellency, serves as an invaluable platform for introspection and assessment of the feedback regarding both the achievements and deficiencies, allowing for a strategic recalibration aimed at transforming county governments into robust institutions that catalyze socio-economic advancement within our republic. With those remarks, Your Excellency, I want to thank you and thank all the participants for listening to this message from the Senate. Thank you.
Let's appreciate Professor Kamar again. It's now my pleasure to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Health, the one and only Honorable Aden Bare Duale, to come and make his remarks. Karibu sana Waziri. Let's appreciate Waziri as he comes to make his remarks. Karibu.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, a man who has initiated me into politics in 2005. Your Excellency, the Governor of